Leeds United 1, Crystal Palace 2, and oh my lord, again. How many times are we going to see the same old stories, the same old tired stories of a game of two halves of Leeds dominating? Yeah, I'm not just talking a light little bit of domination, a positive couple of spells in the game. No, we slapped them, took them to the cleaners and back. Over to the dry cleaners. Get yourself dried out, son. Then come back to me. Let me spray you some more. Give you another couple of scrubs. Make sure you're nice and squeaky fresh for me, yeah? Make sure you're squeaky fresh for your master. For the masters. But then, no clinicality. No cutting edge. About as much cutting edge as a butter knife. About as razor sharp in attack as a glass of water. It's just disgraceful. It's disgraceful at the end of the day. And you usually don't hear me speak in such a tone. You know I'm pretty positive, and I am still positive. Don't get this twisted. We are still going to be pushing up to greater and greater and greater heights. But if we are going to get there, if we are going to fulfill our potential and become the European giants that we want to be, fulfill the project that we want to do. Look, I've been speaking to a lot of people. I've been hearing people saying we're in relegation battles. I've been hearing people saying that we're in the position that we should be finishing, which is around mid-table. It's around 15th, 16th, 14th, 13th. No! That is not the position that we will be finishing. It is not the position that we should be finishing. It is not a position that we should be in any way remotely happy with. The whole consensus that was going around when we came in the Premier League was this 3 to 5 year plan, this project to put us in the European places, yeah? In the very least, within the conversation of that top 7. And to do that, you have to be there consistently. You can't sneak in one year because you'll just fall out the next. It's so topsy-turvy. In order to successfully achieve our mission statement, or the mission statement that was fed to the fans when we got promoted in the first place, those fans that bought all those season tickets on the back of these hopes and dreams that they sold us, was that we will be vying for Europe. So you know what? I think a lot of you have let your standards slip. For a lot of us, we've been fed an utter load of fraudulence over this past year. I mean, last season was terrible. It was. And we've had a few clangers this season as well. It hasn't started off quite as positively as I would have hoped it did after the first few games or so. So as a result of that, everyone seems to think that we should be looking to finish around 13th, 14th. Why? Why are we setting our sights so low? The only thing that's going to happen is if we finish 13th, 14th, we're going to lose Jack Harrison. We might lose Patrick Bamford. God knows who else we may lose. And then it's going to be even harder to draw in a Cody Gakpo or any kind of other top creative or lethal player that is going to actually push us towards Europe. If there is no visible or tangible progression, and yeah, you can say it's tangible progression after finishing 17th the year before, but compared to finishing 9th the year before that, this is not tangible progression over a 3 to 5 year period. If we are going to ever progress to the place that we should do, if we are ever going to progress to the place that we were told we would, we have to have a certain amount of immediacy to it. It has to be within this 3 to 5 year plan. They said they want to get a 60,000 seater stadium. You do not get a 60,000 seater stadium off the back of being in and around a lower to mid table, somewhat relegation-y scrap. You do not build a project on the back of that. Look at Newcastle. Since Eddie Howe's come over, they've had their project. Their project is to get themselves up towards the European places. I mean, their project's a little bit more ambitious than us because of the money that they do have. But what's happened since Howe's come in, they've picked up the 5th most points in the Premier League. More than Man United, who have spent God knows how many millions. So if Leeds are going to show any kind of ambition, then we need to be setting our sights higher. And I think for fans, we need to be setting our sights higher. Because what happens when we set our sights so low is that we kind of give people a bit of a free ride. We give Leeds a bit of a free ride to underachieve. And in my opinion, we're underachieving with the players that we have to finish anywhere below the top half of the table. And you may disagree with me about my European choices or title ambitions. Fair enough. That's different, okay? But if you're going to tell me, if you're going to sit there with a straight face, look me in the eyes, and tell me that you think Leeds shouldn't be finishing top half of the table, give me a valid reason. Give me a valid reason as to why we shouldn't be setting our sights there, as to why we shouldn't be expecting these group of players to be in the conversation of being in that 10th to 8th position at least. Why not? Why not? And don't just tell me the season before. Yeah, I know the season before was terrible, but we should be around there. And these kind of performances, like against Palace, it's not good enough. It's not good enough. It isn't good enough creatively. It's the same problems we've always had. Game of two halves. We create so much in the first half. Well, not even create so much. Sorry, let me retract that statement right there. Okay? Let me retract that. We don't even create that much. We have a lot of the ball. We pin them back more than Rob Holding's old hairline. We swarm them with pressure, tirades, heaps of pressure. And what do we do with it? We don't have that killer pass. We don't have that final ball. We don't have that composure in the final third. The one time we did have that killer ball was Tyler Adams flicking it through to Bamford, and he didn't have the composure in the final third to just let the ball roll across his body. That's all he has to do. He took it with the outside of his left foot. Let the ball roll across your body onto your right foot. At that point, he's already got himself in between the defender that's here and the ball. So if the defender's going to win anything, the goal is here, the ball is here, the defender is here. If the defender is going to in any way get the ball, he is going to smack into the back of Patrick Bamford and give away a penalty. So why the hell does he rush it and not think with a bit of composure and just let it onto his right foot and slot it? It's stupid mistakes like that. And it's the problem that Leeds have always had. And when you don't take your chances, when you do have areas or spells of domination, then you're always going to leave yourselves exposed. And that's exactly what we did again. And again, set pieces, man. Defending them, horrible. Car crash football over there. I thought our 18-yard box was the M25. I saw that much calamitous defending in there. It was ridiculous, man. How much space are we going to give them, man? I've seen less space in a goddamn newly built mansion. I've seen less space in a flipping open field, an empty open field as far as the eyes can see. And even then, I felt more claustrophobic than he would have done inside that 18-yard box there. It's just weak defending. It's poor defending. Meslier, could he have done better? Potentially, but I don't want to be too harsh on him because it was a close angle and it was nodded down and it came up a bit hard. So I don't want to be too harsh on him there. Cooper as well. Stupid there, costing us that one. Why are we giving away a free kick in a dangerous area again? I don't know. We always seem to do it. We always seem to just cause ourselves our own problems whenever things are comfortable, relatively comfortable. We're like, we get a bit bored. We're like, hey, what is this? Why are we comfortable? Why don't we just give away a silly free kick? Seems about right, does it not? So that's what we did again. And of course, we conceded. And then the second half is just nothing. Flat. It's like a bottle of Coke that had been left out in the cupboard for like 2 weeks. You go to drink it, you go to sip it, and you almost throw up. You don't even want to spit that thing into the sink because it's that putrid. So you spit it into the toilet and you flush it away. And that's what we did. We spat our chances of that game into the toilet and we flushed them away. Now, I'm not trying to get too down in the dumps. I'm not saying we're in a relegation scrap. By no means. By no means are we in a relegation scrap. But it's a very winnable game. Palace were poor today. I mean, I was speaking to my dad and he said, look, we made them look good. We didn't even make them look good. They were average. And we gifted it to them. That Eberike Eze goal, man. Come on. Someone take him down. Just foul him if you need to. Foul him even. Yeah, I said don't give away stupid fouls, but guess what? It's better than falling on your ass. Stand him off. Don't dive in like that. I mean, I know I literally, that's an oxymoron. Foul him, don't dive in like that. But don't dive in on the floor trying to block it like that. If you are going to dive in, go and clean him out. If you're not going to clean him out and you are going to do the smart thing and just hold him off, do that. Don't. Cooper, man, I don't get it, man. And people were saying we needed his experience over someone like Cock and Stroik playing in there. Well, I don't think he showed that today, to be honest. And I'm not here to lambast hate on Cooper, but he didn't show it today. He wasn't fantastic. I want to see Cock Strike in there ASAP. How long are we going to have to clamour around saying put these two in together? How long are we going to have to do it? Surely he's got to have to do it at some point. Tyler Adams for me. I saw some people saying Tyler Adams was fantastic. I'm sorry. I cannot believe what I heard. I heard someone say Tyler Adams was fantastic, was one of the shining lights. He, for me, was probably one of our worst players, besides Cooper. Tyler Adams was very, very poor. Very, 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 very poor, in my opinion. He had a couple of positive moments. Okay, very poor is maybe a bit harsh, but he was average. He was average, and there was a lot of mistakes he made on the ball. There were a lot of times where he let himself get overrun, especially in that second half, and he lost the ball, and he put us under a lot of pressure. Nice ball to Patrick Bamford in the first half, and there were a couple of positive moments, but compared to what he's done before, today was not a good performance for him. But again, he's been so good before, so I'm not hating on him. And on a more positive spell, one guy who definitely doesn't deserve hate, and one guy who should be starting next week on the back of that performance, is Rasmus Christensen. Finger licking good, man. Finger licking good. He was absolutely sublime there today, man. He kept Zaha quiet, more quiet than a church mouse, yeah? Not a peep from Wilfred. Not a peep from Wilfred. And unfortunately, not a peep from Wilfried Nonto either. Look, man, at the end of the day, for me, we need that creative midfielder. We don't create enough chances with the play that we do have. And I don't get it. We need to, because we can't hold out in the second half. For some reason, every time we go into the second half, we're flat, we're dead, we've lost all our energy, we get ran through. How? How is it such a polarizing difference in the performance that we play? It's a complete Jekyll and Hyde performance, and this isn't just happening today, it happened against Villa. And yeah, you can argue we went down to 10 men, but clearly it's not going down to 10 men, that's the problem, because it's the same thing that happened today. Look, man. What needs to change? Let me know what you guys think down in the comment section down below. For me, I'm not down in the dumps about it. I do trust Marsh to pull this out of the fire, but that today is very deflating, and it's a game we threw away. Again, masters of our own demise. But what can you do? What can you do? Let me know what you guys thought about it all down in the comment section down below. But for now, guys, I will see you very, very soon. Au revoir, my brothers and my sisters.